What's up, guys? I got this wonderful piece of equipment here today to talk to you about the CRKT Columbia River Knife and Tools, some people call it Cricket, M16 14 SFG Big Dog. That's what I found it under as on eBay. The Big Dog. I have a lot to say about this knife, and unfortunately I want to keep this video under 15 minutes and my battery is dying, so I'm going to try to make it quick. Just to get the specs out of the way. It's got a blade length of 3 7/8 inches, handle length of 5.25 inches, overall length about 9.5 inches, weight 6.2 ounces. The price, $50, around, give or take. It's going to be around $50 if you really look for it. That's what I got it for. Okay, this features a liner lock with the auto locks feature that CRKT puts on their knives now. Deployment method, flipper. It has this design here to make it a striker also. So it does, I would say it does feature a striker here and up here too, this. Alright, so it's got an open design. I really like that about this knife. I've been really into open designs lately, just so much easier to clean. If you drop it in mud, dirt, whatever, you know, the sand, much easier to clean. And you know what, I also feel like sometimes the backspacer is just not really necessary, so might as well just keep it like this, right? Keep it open. It makes it lighter, easier to clean. That's about it. Also, I think it might look cooler too. Blade details. The blade has a thickness of 4 millimeters. At the widest point, a width of 1 1/8 inches. The material the knife is made of is 8CR 14 MOV. Very similar to the Spyderco Resilience, except this one's 8CR 13 MOV. Not sure which one's better. I'm not sure if that's one of those numbers where it decreases and it gets better, or increases and it gets worse, or something like that. But I'm sure it's very, very similar. Anyways, so this has a black titanium nitride coating, and the ready sharpness I would give it is 5 out of 5 out of the box. You can shave hairs with it. Okay. The geometric strength, I would say excellent. If you examine this, take a minute to look at it, you kind of see where the force would transfer to if you strike something with the tip of it, right? Yeah, definitely not the strongest, but I do say it's excellent because of the fact that this almost immediately gets to the fullest thickness, and it's not a, of course the fact is that it's not full flat ground. Once again, I use this one for an example. Full flat ground is going to be thin, and it's going to take quite a while to get all the way to the full thickness up here. This instantly starts decreasing right here. So this is actually a very strong tip. I've stabbed through a can with this just to test it, you know, food can, and it went through pretty nicely. Didn't damage the blade or anything, not the tip. So I would say excellent design with the geometric strength, and it's very good. Very strong tip. I don't know, I haven't tried anything with it, but I imagine it wouldn't break either. Where was I? Let's see. Oh yeah, the blade variations. This comes in Tanto and in what I believe to be either spear point or drop point. And it comes with the VEF serrations. Or you can get, they also have them with the regular looking serrations here. Unfortunately, this knife does not come in just plain edge. But I don't mind. These are really cool serrations. They have their ups and downs. I'll talk about that soon when I get to it. Alright, so yeah, once again, serration quality is okay. Talking about the blade centering, the fit and finish is excellent on this. Very nice. Everything seems to fit in nicely, nothing sticking out. You know, the centering's great actually. It's, if you can see here, it's just a tad to the left, but just like a millimeter. It doesn't even matter though, so whatever, right? What matters is that it locks up real solid here. No side to side, no up and down. Also, the blade grinds. Something I don't really talk about in my knife videos, but I mean, why not? I might as well start, right? It's flat ground right here on the tip, and this part is hollow ground. What this does is this makes it this gives it good slicing capabilities when you're cutting through stuff, and when you're stabbing something, gives it strength on the tip, because you don't slice with the tip, so you need stronger tip here. So piercing, strong tip, but for slicing here, it's got a hollow ground. Alright, so let's see the handle details. It's got G10 scales, medium texture, and it doesn't really have any hot spots besides the pocket clip that kind of stabs into your hand here. I have it set up for tip up right hand carry right now. I'll explain why. On the box it says it's not intended for that, but I'll show you why I do it anyways, and why I've seen other people do it with this knife, and it's actually genius. Anyway, so it's got this the edges are round enough here where it's not gonna hurt your hand if you grasp it hard enough. You know, it'll be fine. And I say yes, it's got liners, by the way, before I forget to mention that, and they are skeletonized, of course. There we go. Overall ergonomics, I would say they're excellent. It's fine. The fact that it's kind of like just such a plain and simple handle design, you can grab it this way if you're cutting something upwards, reverse grip this way or this way, and your hand won't feel a difference. It's just as comfortable no matter what you do, so I really like that. Some knives, for example, all I have here, I would compare this knife to the Cold Steel Recon 1. Unfortunately, all I have right now is this modified version that I made. I have a video on it. I don't know if you've watched it. You should go check it out too. This knife, very ergonomic, very nice, but you try to grab it like this to cut something upward, it starts getting awkward, you see? Because the more you try to mold the handle to the shape of a hand, the more difficulty you're going to have flipping it over to cut something upward like this. I can do it, but it's uncomfortable because of this part here. So I would say this is a way to go right here. Simple. Right? Anyways, so deployment and lock details. This has a thumb stud here, but not so much a thumb stud, it's more of a stop pin. As you can see here, it doesn't have anything up here. So the stop pin is this. It's not really a thumb stud. You can use it for that, but it's kind of awkward. You gotta kind of push up on it like that, and it doesn't always work, right? So that's technically a stop pin, not so much a thumb stud. Otherwise, it also have this milled down, so you could ride your thumb down and flip it open, but it doesn't have that. So I'm talking about something like this here. None of that. This is obviously not meant to be used as an opening method. What's meant to be used is this flipper here. Look how quick that is. This is not spring assisted, by the way. This is just really, really smooth. Look at that. No effort. No wrist action or anything. Just bam. I love that about this knife. Anyways, so it's got a flipper, and I'm going to say it also has a pocket snag. Going back to the carry method, when you pull this up out of your pocket, if you push against it hard enough, this will open it up like that. Also, because it doesn't need that much force, it doesn't need to be hook shaped. It just has to tap it like that. You know, just enough force to open it. So this is a pocket snag. I've used it like that before. Really cool. Anyway, so I will say flipper and pocket snag with this knife for opening method. The fastest opening method, of course, I would say the pocket snag, but besides that, the flipper is just incredible too. How fast it comes out. It's kind of a scary click there, you know, very mean sounding. Definitely not a toy. Okay, so let's see. So the lock name and type. This has a liner lock plus the auto locks mechanism here, the secondary lock. What this does is, let me explain to you how it works real quick before we run out of time here. This is this little circular part here. It's connected all the way down through to here. You can kind of see it right there. See that little silver part right? Little silver part right there next to the. This is a liner. That's the little silver part I'm talking about. That's connected down to this button here. So you can, when I move it, you can see it there. Alright, what happens is, as this knife opens, the liner is going to come up, and that little silver part, here, hold on, see, get in the light, there it is gonna put itself under the liner, getting in the way, of course, of the liner lock, so you can never accidentally close it. Even if you try, you push down, and it doesn't go down low enough for that, for the blade to come back. So this holds the liner in place, basically. Right? So even if the liner goes, the liner could still go all the way to the right, and that would damage the knife, of course. That'd mean it would be a failure, but no accidental closures here. And it's very springy and stuff, so it's not gonna be difficult. It doesn't take that long to get used to. See, it just hops on under there like that with a spring. They do have the same thing without the spring on other knives, and I'm pretty sure if you take it apart, all you have to do is take the spring off, and you have a manual one that's not automatic. They can just push forward whenever you want. Not that hard, guys. Alright, so as you can see here, push down the liner. Once the liner's pushed down, you don't need to hold that button up there anymore, because the liner's already not letting it get there. Just close it up. To close it, all you need to do is just use just like if you're closing a benchmade knife or an axis lock knife, you use your index finger and your thumb, except your thumb, instead of being here, is going to be here. And then you just hold it with your thumb and just push it up like this and just flick it back. Make sure your finger's not in the way. This is really sharp. Okay, so we talked about that. Let's talk about the strength of this. I'm gonna say good. I'm not gonna say excellent because it's a liner lock. Not my favorite. Also, the fact that you have to put your finger in front of it to close it, I think is just ridiculous. But also, let's go back to this hilt it's got here on the blade. If you do close on accident, or if it does fail, this is there to protect your hand. Not on purpose, but it will. See? There you go. So it's not going to close on you. You'll be able to tell, and you'll know to, change your grip or fix it real quick. Alright, only got a couple minutes left. Alright, let's see. Okay, talked about wiggle and blade play. It's got like a tiny bit side to side. You adjust this a little bit, you oil it, and then you don't have to sacrifice the speed for the pivot screw. What I like about this pivot screw here, see, is it's textured, so you can actually adjust it with your thumb very easily. So that's very helpful. I like that. Let's see. Carry method. It's got a 4-position pocket clip. It says it's not meant for tip up, carry, and pocket, but if you do that, then it does work excellent. As I said, with a pocket snag, it is just a little bit more uncomfortable in your pocket, but I'm willing to deal with it for that extra feature, that unintentional pocket snag. I like that. Practicality, I'm gonna say for utility, perfect. For self-defense, perfect. And deterrent, and also non-lethality. You can just grab it like this. Look, the blade doesn't stick out too much, so you can grab it and just use it as a striking tool, weapon for striking people, attackers. And if you do want to whip it out, like I said already, very good deterrent. People are gonna think twice about, oh, this guy's armed. Do I really want his wallet, or should I go get someone else's? Maybe I should go home, rethink my life, right? Anyways, so moving on to the next stuff. Survival, for skinning and gutting, yes, but not really for batoning or any chopping or anything. I've seen nothing fancy batoning with this knife, and the liner went all the way to the right and it just failed, but I don't think that's what it's made for. But for skinning and gutting animals, stuff like that, it should be fine, actually. Let's see, for combat, yes, this is a combat knife. This is made for military. This is tactical folder. That's why also I compare it to the Cold Steel Recon 1 here. Unfortunately, like I said, it is a modified version. So, 4-inch blade, tactical, and same price point, just about. This is probably like around 60 bucks. Buy it new. This is around 50. Let's see. Talk about serrations again, real quick, before we're out of time. These are very good, but I'm pretty sure these are designed for cutting flesh and nothing else, because the fact that they're ground so deep like that, I guess you could say deep, I don't know if that's the right word choice. They're ground so much, so up high like that, that the metal here becomes really thin, and just about anything you start trying to saw with it, even rope or anything really, is going to start bending down. So you can see here's my nail, and there's that little spike right there sticking out from where it bent down, and that happens on every one. I heard you can refile it and this goes away, but you know, I'm not one to really want to give much care to my knives. I feel like the less maintenance the better, and this knife actually requires quite a bit of maintenance with the oiling and all that crap, but if you can handle that, this is an amazing knife, honestly. With my personal experience with the knife, at the first thoughts I thought it was a hefty knife. It's way heavier than it seems, you know, it's like 6 ounces. Wow, right? Here. And it's solid, really. I like the speed of deployment. It's just so fast. It's amazing, you know? It scares the shit out of people. Not a very people-friendly knife, but whatever. The dislikes, I don't like the liner lock so much, but I just never really like liner locks, and I don't really like the maintenance it requires. But besides that, like I said, if you can deal with that, this is an excellent knife. Possible modifications. I would probably, maybe, the only thing I'll do to it is mill this down a little bit, like I said, like this over here, so you can have like a somewhat of a working thumb stud, and that would not at all take away from this stop pin function it's got here. Just really quickly, I want to mention customer service, because when this knife was first sent to me, one of the washers was broken. It was chipped and it was bent in all directions, and it just really wasn't smooth. So I took it apart and I looked at it, and the guy who sold it to me said he wasn't going to do anything about it. So I ended up calling CRKT, and they sent me new washers and a new pocket clip for free, right? And they were really nice, and I really appreciate that, so I wanted to mention them here. Let's see, this has, yeah, no, that's all I have to say about it, really. Excellent knife, guys. The only thing it doesn't feature that most knives do have is a lanyard hole. I mean, it doesn't have that, but once again, from all the other things it has, I can deal with that. Alright guys, I don't want to run this video too long. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, watch my other videos, share it with your friends, whatever, you know. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. I'll be happy to answer it. Thank you guys very much. Have a good day.